everybody. We are back, and we're here to give you our Denver review.
Yeah, the final one.
I know I haven't summarized Denver yet, but we kind of need to get this review out there because we're making our decision pretty soon. So we're going to take you through all the normal categories, starting with arts and culture. We were actually really impressed. So obviously there's like the Red Rocks Amphitheater, which most people know about. They have pretty much all the major sports teams: football, baseball, soccer, which we went to go see. The soccer stadium is kind of weirdly out in the middle of nowhere, but it exists. We went to the Botanic Gardens, which were super beautiful and way better than we expected.
Yeah.
There was tons of like indoor and outdoor different exhibits there. They also have a zoo, an art museum. I really like their improv scene. So overall, there really didn't seem to be much that Denver didn't have. So our final rating for Denver arts and culture is 5.
Jumping to restaurants, we had a very good time here, but nothing really kind of blew us away, like some places that we had been previously. A lot of the stuff tended to be very trendy, a little more expensive on the food scene. They did have lots of different cultures' foods here, so lots of Asian, Indian, Mexican, all sorts of different variety, American, Americana. Southern. So lots of good variety. We really enjoyed a lot of it. One thing that we really found that we loved was these things called pinwheels that were from a pizza shop basically. But if you imagine a cinnamon roll, but instead of cinnamon and icing and syrup and whatnot, you have like banana peppers and cheese and pepperoni all like stuffed in a roll. It's amazing. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So those are good. Loved those. Denver Biscuit Company was pretty on point. We had them once or twice and very much enjoyed it. And then also a donut shop called Pandemic Donuts got started during the pandemic and has been doing quite well and very much enjoyed. So
obviously they have a really good brewery scene, and the coffee scene was pretty excellent as well.
Yeah. So we're going to give it a 4.5.
So on the neighborhoods front, we really liked the neighborhood we were staying in, which is pretty close to like this huge park, and it was almost walkable, but definitely like bikeable to a bunch of things downtown, improv, breweries. We did find several other neighborhoods in Denver that kind of fit that bill as well, which we really liked, and most of them were at least in our price range. Definitely not below our price range, but were something that we could probably attain. So yeah, pretty happy with the neighborhood scene.
Yeah.
We're going to give it a 4.5.
Jumping to outdoor activities, Denver is in the west, and so the mountains are here, and anything that you can do in the mountains, you can do. So camping, hiking, backpacking, biking. I think there's some rivers with rafting. We were stuck in traffic and got passed by some rafters on our way into Denver. But just lots to do. The one big problem is all of that is, well, not all of that. There's other places you can get for hiking. But if you want to go into the mountains for skiing or for, doing things, everybody else is doing the same thing. So that one road in and out is almost always packed and has wrecks and just a real problem in terms of getting to those activities. But once you get there, they're going to be a blast, and there's lots of stuff here.
Yeah.
So I know Colorado has like the 14ers, which is a bunch of mountains that are over 14,000 feet, and that's a big, hikers and backpackers paradise for that. So. But anyways, so we're going to give, and there's, one last thing. There's a couple lakes in and around. So kind of similar to Salt Lake City, there's not a whole lot on the lakeside activities or water sports thing. So anyways, we are going to give outdoors a
4. Day and weekend trips. So Denver, of course, has a lot of stuff you can do outdoors for days or weekends. It also has a couple pretty close, like, minor cities. So Boulder, Colorado Springs, Fort Collins, even like Golden are pretty cool little cities that have restaurants, have things to do, little trails, little downtowns. So on the day trip front, it's actually quite good. When you get to weekend trips, you really either have to be like camping or doing something outdoors, or you have to fly. The closest cities to drive to are like Salt Lake City and Albuquerque, both of which are 7 hours away with no traffic. So yeah, so good on the day front, okay on the weekend front. We're going to give day and weekend trips a 4.
Traversability of the city of Denver itself. From a driving perspective, it really wasn't that bad. We were able to get around quite easily. Didn't really hit traffic ever, and we work remotely, so day-to-day traffic rush hours are typically not as much of a concern for us. It is a medium to large size city, it's pretty popular. So I know lots of people are moving, so that will grow and people will influx. But there are plenty of neighborhoods that are bikeable to things we would want to go see and do, and all in all, it was pretty easy to get around. So from a traversability standpoint, we're going to give it a 4.
Weather. So it's in what is called like the high plains. It's right near the mountains, but not like really in the mountains. So it's a super sunny place. It gets like 300 plus days of sun every year. We did find that the summers were a little bit more humid than we expected. There were oftentimes like afternoon rainstorms, thunderstorms, and I think they do get a good bit of like thunder, lightning, and hail even. But springs and falls are apparently really nice. Winters are apparently not that bad. They get snow, but because of the sun, it dries up pretty quickly, and they sometimes even have warm days. So yeah, overall from a weather perspective, really good. So we're going to give weather a 4.5.
And we're going to finish out with some fun facts. So one thing we found out here while we were out doing a hike, I think it's called Lookout Mountain is where it is, but the famous, or maybe infamous, I'm not sure, I think it's famous, Buffalo Bill Cody, the old performer, is buried at Lookout Mountain. Although it is contested, the city of Cody, Wyoming says that he's supposed to be buried there instead. So I think there's some beef between Denver and Cody on that front.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think they protect his grave to make sure no one steals the body and takes it back to Cody.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But another thing we found out here is on the Jeep front, I was actually a little disappointed on how many Jeep waves I got. Driving around the rest of the U.S. through our trip, we got tons of people, I would say on average, maybe 50 or 60% people wave back when you do the Jeep wave. But here in Denver, people just ignore you. I don't know if it's just too many Jeeps all around or it's just not a thing here for some reason. Not sure. What I did find out is that there is some sort of like Facebook group or whatever that it's called #DuckDuckJeep. And they actually take those little rubber duckies and they'll just like leave it on your door handle and they say like, you've been ducked. And it's just like a, I don't know, fun little weird thing that people do, but it's cute. So anyways.
We learned about Jeep culture.
We learned some Jeep culture for sure.
That's it. That's our final city review. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back with more content very soon.
Yeah, thanks for following. See ya.